Right, so here's a very quick video to introduce the universal RTC board which I've designed. It's meant to be connected to the Z80 bus that the uRTC device uses, and as you can see I have it in my Superbrain. So there is the Z80 shim board, and then there's a 40-way ribbon cable. Connected to that, first of all, is the uRTC device. This one is one of the prototypes, so it's purple instead of blue. And then in parallel we have the uRTC board. Now, very much like uRTC, you can set the base address using some jumper cables. And we have here an 8-bit comparator chip, which is what does the address decoding according to what the setting is here. And then there's an Epson real-time clock here, a few discrete components, and of course battery backup. So, and that's really all it is. So then we have some software. There's a utility called uRTC.com, which I will briefly show you. So, unfortunately, my Superbrain does take a bit of a while to boot up. Oops. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Let's try again. Right. Right. Okay, so this is booted up off the uRTC device. Sometimes, for some reason, my floppy disks like to come on, which is a bit annoying. Now, if you have seen any of the other uRTC demonstrations, you'll know that you can set a command on the that is the auto boot up command that gets run when the thing is booted up. And what the command is just it's submit profile.sub, and if I show you the profile.sub, okay, there it is. So what it's doing now is it's calling uRTC, which is the utility that operates the clock. With a couple of options which I'll briefly describe later, and it's typing a text file, which is the list of all the utilities that are loaded onto the DOM, and that comes with the Superbrain version of the uRTC card. So now. So we have a utility which I mentioned before called uRTC.com. So do -H and it gives you the help. Sorry about the flickering, this is just due to the differences in refresh speed between the screen and the phone camera. So what you can do then is you can set the date time on the uRTC device. You can show the date time that the uRTC device currently has, so just type it with no commands and it will tell you the day. That is the current day and time. And you can transfer the uRTC date time to the system clock. Now at the moment up here I've got the clock display turned on, and that, you'll notice, it's the same time as the uRTC time, more or less, and that is because when the machine is booting up, it's running the profile.sub, which is that text file that I showed you earlier, and one of the things that does is to issue the command uRTC-T, which transfers the current time to the system time, which means the system can now display it and you don't have to type it in or change it or anything like that. Finally, there's a thing called quiet mode. Quiet mode is there specifically for things like profile+sub, because you probably don't want a load of messages coming up saying, hey, I've just set the time. So quiet mode switches that message off, and that's kind of, you know, I put that in there because it's very useful. It just makes it a little bit tidier when you're automatically running the utility on startup, as most people will do so. Okay, so that pretty well concludes the demo. It's only a quick video. Hope you enjoyed it. Next up, I will be producing it for the PCW, a version of uRTC for the PCW, but that's a work in progress at the moment. Okay, thanks. Bye.